Rob Lee!
Hello.
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, right? It's Tuesday, yes. We've just done sprint planning.
Yeah, it's start of April as well, so we're doing the extravaganza stuff. So, that's most of what's going to happen today, sort of implementing all the stuff for those events and all the games. I'll be QA testing that as well. And then for the rest of the week, you're all finished up with Colour and Pixels Pastels DLC, and I'm probably moving on to the Cats DLC, I reckon, as well, for the Wooded
DLC a little bit. Just a lot of bug fixing on Skystead. I know Laura's going to be, Laura's ill, but hopefully she'll get better and carry on working on some of the assets for the upcoming update next month. So all of the greenhouse and stuff.
Okay, so I've been working on a lot of Easter-themed icons and assets for the all the games that we do here at ToastieLabs. So I've been doing icons for Wooloop, some little animations for Coloring Pixels and things like that. But now that I've been jumping over to Skystead, I'm making this for Lee, which is going to be the graphic for the announcement post for the update. As you can see here, I've put together a little scene here ranging through a bit of the Easter decorations and obviously probably the most two Eastery scats we have, which is Buttontail and Yuck. So I've put those in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this as a PNG, and I'm going to trace over it and make it look nice in a bit more of a 2DS style, and then hopefully Lee can use that for his update post, make it look a bit more professional, a bit more colourful.
Yeah, my day's been taken up almost exclusively with the extravaganza stuff, so I've been doing a lot of QA testing in game. I've got the achievements popped as well for actually building the pier and getting the taming your first York, that character there. But other than that, there's been lots of announcement posts, so I've gone ahead and created this sort of quick icon for the posts themselves. But then, on all the different games, they all have different events running, so Rob's implementing all the new actual events for other games like Colour and Pixels and Hexseed. Each game now has an announcement for that as well, and links back to Skystead Ranch as well, to try and get a bit more traction towards the main event that we've got running. And you've got that everywhere, got on the website, you've got it over on Twitter, you see there, and on Blue Sky as well, which started to use a bit more. And on Discord as well, finally, so you've got it up here. Rob's posting in the Skystead chat, but in the actual announcements post, I've got that live as well there, with a little GIF that I was quite happy with as well. I compress it a little bit just because of the length of it, but yeah, so all the announcements are out, all the games, all four of the games have their update out, and yeah, that's looking good.
Okay, so as you can see here, I did manage to complete the Easter update little graphic here for Lee's update posts. And you can see I'm pretty proud of this one. I'm really happy with it. I sort of took a lot of inspiration from the original version that I did, which was for I believe it was the roadmap update, where I sort of did a similar looking graphic. And Lee did suggest that it would be really good if the image was a bit longer. So I made it a bit longer for him, so hopefully it'll be easier for him to use. And as you can see here, behind it, I did just go over that little, not render, but little scene that I set up. So yeah, I did a little time-lapse of that. Hopefully you can sort of see my process and things that I try to build on. I'm not entirely sure what looks different from this one compared to the one. I'm thinking that the other one that I did, the roadmap version, was a bit softer in colour, as this one's a bit more vibrant and luxurious, which I think works better for the Easter update. But as for now, I'm working back on the sort of Colouring Pixels DLC, pastels, and I've just got finished doing this image here, which I'm really proud of, which is sort of just two cats looking at the sort of starry night. I'll be happy with this one, and now I'm going to get on to the next image.
So most of today has been spent on the store page merch stuff. The Skystead stuff's been ready for a bit of a while now, but yeah, got it up on the website live now. So a couple of beanies. We've never done those beanies before, other than sort of the base logo one down here. But yeah, I've got some new beanies for Skystead that you can check out. As well as that, we've just got the posters and the mugs, which we've done for previous games as well. And we have revisited some of the pricing because it hasn't been updated since it went live a few years back. So some of the prices have been updated, but yeah, all the merch is now live and ready to be checked out.
Okay, so a big chunk of my work this week is finishing off the event stuff that we were working on last week. So we've gone ahead and done updates for all of our games. So this is the one with Colour and Pixels running the extravaganza event. You can see there's eggs falling down, and there should be some eggs rolling across the bottom here. I guess they haven't spawned in yet. They're always on like a random timer. They'll appear at some point. There's one. There's one. There you go. There's 5 different colours, and they just roll around. Just a bit of fun. For Hexseed, we've got the following. Yeah, we've got this, very similar to our other events. But Jack's done some artwork for some various bunnies and baskets and things like that to replace the bombs. So just very light and breezy. There you have got a chick there, egg basket. I think there's 4 different types. Yeah, there is four different types, but yeah. That's looking really cool. And then for Wooloop, we've got this. Cool. Just trying to make sure that we've got all of the like similar colour schemes going across the board. We've got these little eggs that have got like negative space in them, which is kind of cool, and they fall down constantly. Yeah, only very light effect for this one, but it's still quite cool.
There's been a mixture of different Skystead or Skylet related bugs that I've been looking at getting, or not exactly bugs, sometimes balancing. But yeah, these two tasks here, we have issues with certain Skylets spawning requirements. As well as that, we knew Spore for quite a while had an issue where you could feed them one mushroom and you'd be happy. So we want to address some of those issues for balancing and spawning as well. So I'm going through all the Skylet data here. Ordnance for Spore is updated his food requirements up here, made it so he requires more food to be fully fed. And then I've been addressing all the other issues as well. So one of the big ones was that the Wendy Skylet, its requirement is that you have 3 nocturnal Skylets. But there's only 3 including itself, so technically it wasn't possible to fully tame a Wendy. So what we've done is added Nocturnal to both Spore and Truffle to make that more possible. And we've addressed some of the other issues with Luna spawning, as well as issues with Snarl clashing with Fjord as well. So those are minor issues. A lot of the time was taken up though on this bit down here. This is the behaviour schedule for the Skylets. So for example, the Snarl here will do idle and wander throughout the day, and then these last 4 elements, 6 to 9, are nighttime, so that's when it'll leave or it'll sleep depending on what state you've got it in. And I've been going through all of them, getting updated, because we changed the day-night cycle. It used to be 3 elements for nighttime, now it's 4, so I've been updating all the daytime ones. See there as well, more importantly, the nighttime ones actually sleep during the day, so the issue with Spook spawning and despawning straight away, that was because it was leaving as it was spawning in. So now that's been corrected, that should hopefully fix that. And yeah, been a long list of, I'll show you over here, all the changes. I made a note of everything I've done there. So that's just so we can QA test the changes I've made, and then if they're good, those will be on the patch notes when they get sent out, whenever the next build for Skystead is.
Yeah, I've been working on a new spell. So your new utility spell, essentially people were getting Skylets stuck in weird places, so we need to add this spell so that they can move Skylets. Just calling it Lift at the moment. I'm not sure that's good descriptor. There's a gif of it kind of working, which hopefully Lee's put on screen, but I just want to share this funny bug that I've accidentally just made. So now when you pick up a Skylet, it just sort of, it looks awesome, but I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Okay, so I was off yesterday, but I did get a message from Rob saying if I could work on some new UI stuff for the new spell that Rob's been working on. So as you can see here, you can pick up the Skylets and stuff. I'm sure he's already shown this off. But I wanted to take a look to see what sort of UI he'd already implemented and sort of the effects of lifting up the Skylets, so I would have an idea of what the UI would look like. And yeah, so I've come up with a pretty cool design. I think it looks pretty good. So if I quickly jump over to Illustrator, this is the design I've went for, sort of showing that the Skylet is being lifted off the ground, and obviously the arrows indicate it can be moved. And overall, I think it looks pretty well. It's quite hard making UI for sort of a complicated sort of action, so I think the simplicity really helps. So I think it looks pretty clear, and hopefully it looks nice in game. I've noticed that in Skystead, I don't think this is intentional or not, but you can see in the UI wheel that we've got sort of 2 white icons on the top and bottom here, but on the right is coloured. It's sort of purposely made the one that would go on the left here, which is the maybe Skylet one, will also be coloured. So hopefully that'll look nice in game too.
So most of today has been spent on the Colour and Pixels DLC, the Pastels DLC there. So most of the levels are done now, there's only 4 left to go. But so far it's been pretty good. There's only been a couple of very minor changes here and there, like the odd pixel to change. But all in all, really not that much to do. So yeah, this should be done pretty soon. Other than that, all I've been doing is QA testing all of the Skystead changes that Rob's been putting in for the new spell. So yeah, a bit more QA testing on that, and then finishing up this DLC as well.
Okay, so considering I've got a bit of free time from other aspects of work, I thought I would help out Lee with a little bit with the Cats DLC, and thought I would do my own little version here of like a sort of kaiju / Godzilla cat. Found this really cool image of a sort of cat doing like this really cool pose with the dorsal fins in the back, so I thought I would just add to it and tweak it up to make it my own design. So you can see here the cat is pretty much traced over, but I've added some bits, changed the colour hues, and also put it in a cityscape to make it look a bit like Godzilla. And overall I'm pretty happy with it. The drawing came out pretty well. I think it should be pretty easy to follow. And I've got it in Unity now, and I've got all the pins put in. As you can see here, I've got it traced over, and it's going pretty well. I'm going to start with the head and then sort of make my way down the body, so hopefully it won't take too long. It is quite big though, so it'll be quite a bulky design, but hopefully I can get through it.
Yeah, so I've just been carrying on with this spell, this new spell that we're adding, the move Skylet spell. I think it's working. So you can pick up Skylets and they go all a bit dizzy and stuff like that when you're lifting them, and you can drop them again. They only stick to the areas where they're allowed, so these, Shelly's a bad example because he's about to be able to walk around, but Fawn, for example, here is unhappy, so he won't be able to leave this little side zone here, which is intended. But Shelly here, so he actually likes the Skystead, he's just walking off into the area now. You can move him wherever, and you can build little fences to keep them penned in as well. Oh dear, this is an awful pen. But you see how Shelly's trapped in there now. You can move them in and out. So it would be a nice way to just sort of like pen off your Skylets when you get new ones and things like that, which is really good and should keep your crops safe when we eventually add that. Guys, it's Friday.
Friday. Got to the end of the week. Laura's been ill all week. Hope she's better next week. But yeah, as of this video coming out, we have the Pastels DLC for Colour Pixels coming out. So a little bit left of QA for me to do for that, but that's all wrapped up. And so we should check that out. And then we have the Cats DLC as well. That store page is live now, and that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. So check that out. And then yeah, I think that's it for games for now.
I think so, yeah. Thank you to all our Discord members, our Patreon members, everyone who joins in the streams. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you to Laura for not making us all sick. We appreciate it.
That's foreboding, isn't it? Next week's devlog's just gonna be Laura sat by herself.